Dapper Don Podcast. Dapper Don Podcast. It is your boy Dapper Don Dez.
Dapper Don Podcast. It is your boy Dapper Don Dez. Today we're going to discuss, as we always discuss, the hip hop world and all of its moving parts. Man, before we get into it, I want you to like and subscribe to our YouTube page. That's at Dapper Don Dez YouTube. Also follow us on IG at Dapper Don _Dez, DAPPERDON _DES. It's an amazing time. It's an amazing grind. You should go check it out. I have fun there. We're going to talk about Halloween. We had Halloween. Let's start off lighthearted. We had some Halloween. Boosie and Mike Tyson interview. We gotta talk about it. We gotta get into that because I'm not finna let that slide for a second. No. So we're gonna talk about that. We're also gonna talk about, some more stuff that we seen, whether that be Travis Scott or just some more crazy stuff. Man, but definitely the first thing I wanted to discuss was the Hip Hop Awards. That's what I wanted to discuss. I'm trying to think what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the Hip Hop Awards, man. First and foremost, it's interesting to see the award shows and how people are maneuvering around the fact that you can't get everybody in one place. And it kind of seems like it's better. Is it just me or does it feel like it's better? I want to talk about Burna Boy, the monsters you made us. See, Burna Boy, I believe he's from Nigeria. Man. I want to definitely say one thing about BET Awards this year, whether it be BET Awards or the Hip Hop Awards. When it come to making something out of nothing, boy, black people know how to do it, or do we know how to do it? Man, I'm talking about we've seen from the BET Awards, and it seems as if they're relevant and they're timely, right? Because it's the police brutality thing. I would like if they had another side of the aisle. I'm not saying I've never been conservative ever a day in my life, but I do always like to hear the other side's point of view. I think any normal person does, right? I think it would have been nice if we would have heard from some more public service people speak out and show unity within our community. If I was involved, I would have did that. I think it's important that we show both sides so we can come to an understanding, because that's how democracy works, people. That's how it works. But it's definitely a relevant thing. And Burna Boy is from Nigeria, and there's been a lot going on with SARS in Nigeria. It's government officials pretty much beating up on the people. But of course, because it's Africa, it's going to be looked at as if it was the worst way to ever do it. I don't know who all is getting involved. I know a lot of Nigerians. I really wish I could have had one on the show today, somebody who might have more of an understanding. But I remember, so my biological father has a daughter from Africa. She lives in South Africa, though. But he said that when telling me about her describing, police in general, is that the police are there to protect the government and not the people. That's what he explained it as. So don't let me start it like this is Coney 2020, but that's how he described it. And when you watching Burna Boy up there and you got this song called The Monsters You Made, man, it's real touching, it's real powerful. And I like that. I want us to have more international. They also had international international superstar Stormy from the UK won that. I think it's dope that how hip hop is bringing the whole black diasporas together, whether that be reggaeton artists, that be, African rappers, those from the UK, just all over the world. I remember it was just a small thing at first, but now it's starting to really look like we connecting with one another. And that's a beautiful thing, man. That's a beautiful thing. I would have liked to chat with Bozeman. I might have missed it, but I would have liked to chat with Bozeman, Chad with Bozeman tribute. That would have been super dope if I could have seen that happen. But we all gonna, we all gonna deal with that in our own way. Of course, we gave Kobe 1,000 tributes this year. Not saying he don't deserve 10,000 of them, but we did give him 1,000 tributes. Meg did it big, man. Meg came home big this year, and I think it's only right. But if we're being fair, she had a big year, but I think the baby really got snubbed. The baby clearly got snubbed, but you got to just look at the story that's behind Meg Thee Stallion at this point. It looks more supportive towards black women because you got Breonna Taylor not getting justice. Yeah, she may not really get much justice. In reality, it don't look like Tory Lanez is too scared. He's still out on the streets and free. And we switching the story up on her now. It's like, oh, wait, he didn't kill her. He didn't shoot her. He did shoot her. So I think it's just they want to show her support. She's a dope artist, like I said. I don't know if collaboration of the year. There's been a lot of collaborations. Future and Drake should have won that. But I guess Savage is cool. It's like, that's a lot, but to me, it's a lot to give somebody who hasn't proven it yet, right? Like, we didn't give Cardi all of this love until she went platinum with Invasion of Privacy. Once Invasion of Privacy came out, Meg got to show us she here for the first time. You feel me? Because she's getting a lot of looks. These are a lot of good looks, but I don't want this, I don't have an album thing. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. She shouldn't have been allowed any of this. Anyway, I'm sure I'm not hating, but if you don't have you got projects out, they're doing 30, 40,000 first week. That's fine. Nobody's selling a lot of records. You trying to make it seem like this is the next up and coming superstar. You know what Travis Scott did? He just kept dropping. It caught. Nicki knocked it out of the park from the jump. I'm trying to think of somebody who kept going till it caught. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there. T.I. kept going till it caught. Sometimes that's just fine. It's fine to say that. My debut album was a stepping stone. But they on that. They on that. Reason also on the same thing. I may also talk about Reason's album. I ain't really listened to it too crazy, though. Even though that's right up my vein. Rhapsody. Let's also talk about Rhapsody, man. Rhapsody came back with that Lyricist of the Year. Lyricist of the Year. She has a song called Afeni. Me and my girl... Not gonna go a second further without shouting out my girlfriend's birthday. Happy birthday to my girlfriend Janelle. Y'all seen her on the show here and there, time or two, and always, thank you, boo. Thank you for all that you do. Happy birthday. It is a blessing to be your boyfriend. All right, so back to the show. Rhapsody is a Lyricist of the Year. And she said she's never won an award for anything. And I remember her from so long ago, man. I remember her. She had a line that says, I'm too big. My flow's too big. XXL still trying to put me in that medium. Like, because that's XXL's thing, right? Like, they're your medium, large, extra large, or like extra large, whatever. Anyway, they kept giving her low ratings, and that's such a throwback bar because no one care about ratings anymore. It seems like your show money is your new ratings. 100 a show is the new 5 mics. Artists back in the day wanted 5 mics. The new 5 mics is 100 a show. That's what it seems like. I mean, I guess that's a better goal. You also got. So we got Rhapsody 1. Rhapsody had such a dope song called Afeni. I remember how she just painted the picture. She tells such an amazing story. She's a prolific lyricist. And, it's good to see some new acts and new talents get recognized, man. It's definitely dope. I for sure thought they was going to give it to Lizzo. They seem to, how they got certain acts to just get whatever. It's dope to see one that I seen come up and actually grind and make a way for themselves. Who else? You also had, if we're talking about, you had Roddy Ricch winning Song of the Year. Meg Thee Stallion won Hustler of the Year. This bothers me. How are you Hustler in the Year in a world where nobody's hustling? You're supposed to be quarantining. You can't hustle. You're social distancing. What hustle did she do? She pressed charges. She didn't even do that. Nah, how is she hustling? I'm not feeling that, man. I'm not feeling that. Man, hold up. I'm finna for sure find y'all where they also had the female cipher, the female singing cipher. Ooh, they gonna do high notes and whatnot. It ain't really for me, but it's for somebody. Let somebody else tell it. Hip Hop Awards, of course, Lil Baby came through. Lil Baby, not confused with the Baby who got snubbed. 12 awards, you didn't get nothing, and they gave Meg so many awards. You gotta feel a type of way because you actually did the numbers. You did the numbers. How I do the numbers and you giving it? Whatever. That's crazy. That's crazy. 2 Chainz performed with Lil Wayne, Moneymaker. I've never heard that song day in my life. Hip Hop Awards performance, rising hip hop stars flex in the political cipher. Okay. I mean, we really pushing this vote. Kamala Harris wanted you to go out and vote. I guess a lot of people wanted you to go out and vote. If you want to go out and vote, that's your call, brother. I voted. I think it's best that you do it. And I think politics is, a lot of things that we call politics is really just social issues. And we're putting it on politicians to do it. Politicians just one aspect of it. You feel me? It's one aspect of it. It is the lawmakers. This is the difference between the Breonna Taylor cases that do get convicted and the ones that don't get convicted, because these are the lawmakers and they have to abide by the law and the policy. Because if you look at what those cops did, what the attorney general is basically saying is they didn't do anything outside of that policy, outside of shooting into another apartment. They didn't do anything outside of what is giving to them to do. So if you have a problem with, you got a problem with what is considered reasonable force, I guess. Matter of fact, the brother, not the brother, the boyfriend, Breonna's boyfriend was on Good Morning America talking about the cop who came out, and this jerk was saying like he doesn't see anything wrong with how he did it. Like, you killed an innocent woman, you don't see anything wrong with what you did. That lets us know where your brain is at already, bro. That let us know where your brain is at from rip. But, you know, to each his own, man. God has delivered his judgment. It ain't for me to decide what's his fate. I'm certainly not going to give a call to action of violence. That's certainly not the way that we're going to solve the problem. But anyway, we talking about the Hip Hop Awards, man. I got the winners for you right here. I already kind of knew who the winners was, but I'm going to run through it for you. All right, so international floor, Stormzy. That's how that's pronounced, Stormzy. He's a UK grime artist. He was on Ed Sheeran's project, number 6 collaboration. It was pretty dope. DJ Nice for DJ of the Year, D Nice. D Nice, you remember he did his session and it got like 250,000. He really kind of set off the Instagram party. He really set off the Instagram party. Rhapsody Lyricist of the Year. Ben had bars. Meg Thee Stallion, Hustler. I don't get how you hustler the Artist of the Year, Meg Thee Stallion. Duo or group, Chris Brown and Young Thug. Yo, that Go Crazy is my joint, though. Go Crazy is my joint. Who they snubbed for that? Earth Gang got snubbed. Who got snubbed, man? If you just doing a collaborative album makes you a duo, they're not a duo. I can't think of a duo right now outside of, I mean, you can't just keep giving it to the Migos, right? City Girls. City Girls should have got that. Were the City Girls nominated? I'm asking you like you should know. Live performer, I guess best live performer is Travis Scott. We're going to get into Travis Scott in his Batman uniform. Batman outfit. Of course, you got the Savage remix. Master P won I Am Hip Hop Icon. For sure. His documentary was amazing. I wish they would have talked on Currency, the hot spitter, how Currency came along. That would have been nice, but there's so many moving parts. They had to close up stories. They couldn't introduce a new story. They had to close up a story. You know, he would have came, I guess, around what was supposed to be like the beginning of the third act or whatever. Yeah, so impact track. You got Lil Baby, The Bigger Picture. I bet he didn't even think that was going to be as big as it was. I know he didn't think it was going to be that big. He didn't know he had a voice like that. Life is Good, hip-hop music video, Drake and them. That thing had a Billy, bro. I didn't even know that record was that big. Ain't that weird? Did it feel like a record that's big? You know what's another song that's big? It was a Daddy Yankee song, Desperio or whatever. It was like at 5 billion views, but they be down there in them Latin countries watching some videos though, bro. They be watching some videos. They don't do nothing else. They gonna watch some videos. Them Latino countries, they be doing numbers, bruh. They be doing numbers. 100 million. They doing young boy numbers. NBA young boy type numbers, man. Producer, Hit Boy. Ooh, they gave it to Hit Boy. They snubbed Metro. They snubbed Metro. Metro got snubbed. Video director, Teyana. Pop Smoke, new hip-hop artist. Well, we have gave it to Pop Smoke if it wasn't for his death. I asked you, Will we had gave it to Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke's, but that's good. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. The Box One, I guess, song of the year. Album of the year. Please excuse me for being antisocial. You are excused, sir. And Joe Budden won a hip-hop platform. I didn't even know he did talk about being nominated, and they gave a winning speech. That's cool. That's cool. So congratulations to all the winners, all the people who doing it big, doing it well. Another thing we got to talk about now. We got to transition on this part. So all of y'all seen Mike Tyson and Boosie. You had to see it. There's no way you didn't know about it, wasn't aware of this. So look, here it is. Here it is. Tyson calls Boosie in for an interview. Boosie said, yeah, man, I'll do the video for you. Tyson, man, I'm excited to meet you. You finally get to meet your idol. He said this is his bucket list. Man, meeting Tyson is a bucket list. He let him know, man, I seen you boxing. I seen you do all this, that, and the third. Man, they sit down and talk. First thing Tyson asks him is, who are you? And Boosie tries to answer such a vague question. Now, here's the thing about Mike Tyson. He's a horrible interviewer. I just have to say that first and foremost. He's a terrible interviewer. He interviewed Eminem. He interviewed Eminem, and Eminem was just kind of answering these generic questions he's answered 1,001 times. But, because it's Mike Tyson, he did it. So once again, Tyson flexes his famous muscle. I wonder how long he can keep getting away with this is the question. Who you think will push back on him? I think Tyson and Kanye will be a dope interview. I just can't wait to see you. You got one person, maybe they meet, best case scenario, 10% chance they meet in the middle, right? Like super ego and super empathy. Because that's kind of like what Mike Tyson is right now. He's like super empathy, and you got super ego, and they meet in the middle, they can make each other normal again. But chances is that's not going to happen. They're going to clash, and that'll be an amazing interview. It's probably already happened. Because Tyson dropped these things like, it looked like he just comes out the house once, he just talks to a bunch of people at one time, then just drops it slowly. That's what I should be doing, really. Really, that's what I ought to be doing. But, anyway, he go talk to Boosie. Him and Boosie is talking. They having their little conversation. They back and forth. And he asked Boosie about his comments towards Dwayne Wade and his now daughter. And if you don't know, Boosie was saying, man, don't cut the boy D off. D standing for penis. Don't cut his D off. No, man. If he want to be a girl, if he want to be gay, then let him be gay, but man, don't cut his thing off, blah, blah, blah. He's 12. He's just a kid. This is a normal statement. This is a very normal statement to say. It seemed it was poor taste and poor timed. But you can't tell me most of us didn't feel that way when we heard about this. We like, that's a 12-year-old boy. He always has been more progressive. Dwayne Wade has always been more progressive. And he raised his kids in Miami. He raised them in Miami. Miami is very progressive in that sense. But anyway, Tyson ended up pressing him. And the funny thing about it is Tyson was pressing him while agreeing with everything that Boosie had said. He said, I agree with you. I've been you before. I've been there, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, you agree with him, but it kind of felt like he's finding a passive-aggressive way of pushing up on Boosie. Anyway, so Boosie doesn't really have much of a conversation. He's really just listening and absorbing information. And Tyson asks him ultimately, do you think that you're pushing back on homosexuality because it removes you further away from being gay? Boosie responds, I'm as straight as an arrow. The man got 8 kids. Now, that doesn't mean you can't be gay and have kids. 8 kids kind of lean towards you enjoy the female half of our species, right? You've enjoyed yourself quite a bit, as a matter of fact. But the reason I brought it up, because I know you've heard everybody already talk about it, Everybody gave their 2 cents. Some is saying, Boosie should have went hard on Boosie. Some people are saying, Tyson doesn't know what he's talking about. It did seem like he was just regurgitating stuff a therapist would tell you. I don't know how he's putting these ideas into practical execution, because the execution is where it's at. You can, say it till the cows come home, but the way you execute it is what's more important. I did. Okay. So anyway, we start to see a shift in the way that Mike Tyson in the way that Mike Tyson deals with Boosie versus everybody else. He seemed to be a little more aggressive towards him. Well, it comes out his daughter actually was the one who wanted to confront him. His daughter wanted to flew out from New York to LA to confront Boosie about his comments. She felt he was disrespectful. She felt that he had said something that was out of place, out of pocket. And I don't know if Tyson's daughter is gay or not. I don't know what her situation is. But she clearly wanted to let her opinion, her voice be heard. And I don't know what that has to necessarily do with Boosie. Like, okay, you disagree with, what is it that you disagree with? He should have let her come out and speak. He should let her say, what is it that you disagree with? What makes it such a horrible statement the way you have to come out? Because this is a father simply saying that I don't agree with this. You're letting a 12-year-old make a decision way too quick. And the only comeback anybody can ever say is, well, it ain't your child, it ain't your place. If you seen somebody smacking the hell out of a kid, you had a right to say that's abuse. Stop beating that kid like that. Why can't he say what he said? And if what the advice we giving him is don't say nothing about it. Now listen, he done said plenty of crazy stuff before. He gonna say crazy stuff. He done said stuff like how black people seem like the worst race. Boosie have said a lot of crazy stuff himself too, and he needed to soak up some of the stuff Tyson was telling him. This ain't it. He's saying a 12-year-old cannot make this decision. That's too great of a decision to make at 12. And we're gonna regret being what we think is so progressive so quickly. And a thing that we should be like, okay, well, let's hold up and let's wait. Now, the kid, his issue though. I can see what the issues is. Because he's not saying this kid is getting any surgery. Because I don't think a 12-year-old should get surgery, period, unless this is something he needs, it's life or death. Like a 12-year-old shouldn't get cosmetic surgery, any type of surgery whatsoever. If this isn't life-threatening or something like for his health, or I don't know, he was born with like one finger, like a little claw finger, like a little claw. Yeah, chop up some body parts and make him some fingers. That's cool. But nothing outside of that. Nothing just cosmetic or something that's not life-threatening. And for the fact that wasn't the situation for him to come out and say that, I get how it came off as tone deaf. I get how it came off as ignorant. I would have liked for Tyson to have had somebody who really cared about it speak on it. But you could tell Boosie felt ambushed. He felt ambushed by a bunch of weird questions he wasn't ready for. And I guess he's just going to do it the way he do it. He going to thug it out the way he thug it out. Who am I to say he's wrong or right? Although I think he's wrong. I think he's wrong for the way he did it. The way he did it could have been a lot more mature. The way he did it could have been a lot more respectful for sure. So before we go, I want to end on a high note. I want to end on a good note because I'm 30 minutes shorty now. I'm finna start doing these things in 30 minutes or under because people got stuff to do. I wanted to talk about the Halloween costumes, man. We had some people. Now Halloween was quiet for us around my way. I don't trick or treat. I've never trick or treated. My family doesn't celebrate Halloween, and this is my first podcast doing around Halloween. If I stop and think about it, I'm still kind of new at this, but this is my first podcast, so you wouldn't have known I don't trick or treat. But I don't trick or treat at all for nothing, for no reason. So I don't really get into Halloween. I don't do costumes. Never have. Family just doesn't celebrate Halloween. But I do enjoy the creativeness in costumes, right? Like I'm sure Sierra had a killer costume. I hear she did like all the female rappers, Cardi B, Didn't her and her son dressed up as her and her son dressed up as Cardi B and Offset, right? I think that's what it was supposed to be. And she also did she also did a bunch of other artists. Let me see what else she did. I think Lil Nas X did. Lil Nas X when is I can't look it up. Y'all distracting me. Lil Nas X was Nicki Minaj. That's kind of funny, right? I mean, he's really leaning into that whole gay thing. That's his call. That's his business. That's his life. So yeah, they did that. They did that. That is hilarious. I like that. Is this one old? I don't want to give you nothing old. Okay, they did the Black Panther. That was a while back. She did the Beyonce. Right here is her doing the Beyonce and Jay album cover. Russell is Jay apparently, with the little curly hair up top. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, Sierra, a little. She the what's them damn thing called? The Black Panther's bodyguards. Anyway, so Sierra dressed up as Cardi B and Offset. That's cute. That's adorable. Cardi B killed it with the Medusa. That's the one I wanted to get to. I thought I would. I didn't look up the Sierra one. I tried to do it on the dime. You know how that goes when you try to do stuff on a dime. But Cardi B went as Medusa. Medulla. And man, this thing, it's just Medusa. But she had the whole snake body wrap around. It was a set. She had the hair. Like, these girls is taking costumes to the next level. I love the fact of how women are so prepared when it comes to their costumes. They make sure it fits right. They make sure it all looks good before they even put it out. I'm sure they probably prepped this back in the beginning of October. Well, one of our favorites didn't. For whatever reason, Travis Scott got an extra medium Batman outfit. Like, this thing had no form of definition. It was built like him. I'm not going to hold you about that much. And it was brown. Like, it wasn't even no black. They were saying he was Roach Man. They were saying that's UPS Batman. They was just dogging this man out. He had the worst superhero costume. It was. I don't want to be saved by that Batman. It was a black Batman, and it was like a Bronx candy paint. I guess he was trying to make it match the car. He was standing next to a car, and he wanted to make it match. So it made sense, but it was very underwhelming. It was super, super underwhelming. Anyway, man, it was. Travis, you tried, man. You tried. But leave it to the ladies, man. Leave this costume stuff to the ladies. They do this. They do this hair, nails, makeup stuff. It's fun for them. Travis he didn't even look like he stayed in the store to try it out. He was like, no, this is it. He looked at the box. He was like, yeah, that's good. That's fine. That's whatever. It matches my BMW. Let's go with it. Anyway, I'm sure he's dumb paid after what he did with McDonald's, though. Yeah, he's been having an amazing day. He's been having, not amazing day, an amazing year. As far as COVID let you have anyway, he's been having a good year with this whole McDonald thing. Looks like he needs to get a little more McDonald's in him. They say he was the scrawniest Batman they ever seen. They say his utility belt don't look like it fit his waist. Anyway, so that's it. That's all I got. It's plenty more to talk about, really. It's plenty more to talk about. I could talk about Dwight Howard and his son's drama, Future, and I'm going to talk on that. I'm going to speak on that real quick. I really wanted to get under 30 minutes, but I'm going to give it to you anyway, and I'm going to run through it really quick. So Dwight Howard's son pretty much says he's a deadbeat. Dwight Howard has buku kids, And when you have this many kids and this active lifestyle, plus the fact that you got your own little fetish apparently going on in your life, allegedly, you don't really got a lot of time to see all the kids evenly. That happens in life. Well, one of the sons called him out, said he's not a real dad for real, which I think, why does an 11-year-old even have a social media? You don't even, whatever. 11-year-old has a social media. Put his dad on blast. I completely fine with it. We all know, in our community, that's not abnormal to have estranged fathers. But my question is, and the reason why I think this is also interesting and applies to hip hop is that Future's son ultimately shared the same post. His oldest son shared the exact same post saying he's not a dad for real. And I'm pretty sure they got like some clashing. Here's my thing. Is this based off of what the men are actually doing, or is it based off of what the mom is telling them? Now, your relationship with your kid as a teenager, that's really on you, because you can call them kids, you can get those kids a car, they can get to you, they can get around, they can, they can make their way in this world with you. It's tougher when they're younger, but when they're that age, it's also tougher to kind of build that bond with them because they've already set in their minds who you are and who you are to them. So that was another thing. That's the question that I want to leave you. Do you believe that this notion of black men being deadbeat fathers is an overrated thing, or is it just based on something that's actually true? Do you feel like it's truly based on us as brothers not really being there for our kids as often? Because now our generation has no excuse, right? These guys is my generation. We grew up hearing and seeing about this whole deadbeat dad epidemic. And this will make us the third generation if we do carry the trend. And we the younger ones too. Not only are we the third, so now it's a culture, but we the youngest too. Because Dwight Howard is way too young to be having, well, he's not too young to be having, his middle child be 11, but he's fairly young. He's fairly young in retrospect to how old he should have been, or how old he should have waited to have kids. But this is how life happens, man. And the way you deal with it is what makes you you, right? It's not how it should be. It's how it is. And that's what builds your character, how you deal with what is. So ultimately, that's my podcast for the day, for this week anyway. Like and subscribe, like I told you, to the YouTube channel, Dapper Don Des. Go out and vote. If you're watching this after voting, next time you vote again. If it's 4 years after this point, vote again. Like, vote for the rest of your life. Vote to keep the voice of democracy alive. Vote for who you think is best. Until then, I'm out.